The Norwegians call this stunning fjord-lacerated coastline Nordland. A couple of months back in this land of the midnight sun, we would have had only a few hours of light a day to enjoy this truly stunning wilderness. "120 k's above the Arctic Circle and a 2.5-hour flight from the capital Oslo is the small town of Narvik. This out-of-the-way seaport of just 18,000 is anything but an international financial hub, not exactly Wall Street. But recently, Narvik has taken one hell of a financial hit. To put it bluntly, the town of Narvik has been duped to the tune of tens of millions of US dollars in risky investments, ultimately leading to subprime loans. The local council here has, if you like, been sold a lone lemon by an Oslo-based brokerage firm called Terra Securities. Terra Securities, in turn, is owned by 78 different banks, not just from here in Norway, but including some of the biggest hitters on Wall Street like Citigroup. This proverbial speck on the Arctic map has turned out to be a classic example of just how far the tentacles of the international subprime debacle have spread. In short, Narvik suddenly found itself caught in a daisy chain of deceit and debt that's left its public services and utilities, its schools, nursing homes, cultural institutions, its tourist industry, all struggling.
Shocked is a good word, anger is another. It's unbelievable that something like this could happen to a community like Narvik.
Gary Malloy is a junior high school teacher, an American married to a Norwegian. He's lived here in the village of Bjørkvik outside Narvik for 16 years. It's not just one area of the community being affected, it could affect everybody.
Everything.
Directly or indirectly.
The schools, from the youngest to the oldest, and everything in between. From the schools to senior care, the sports facility, schools, all aspects of the community can be torn down.
Are you hearing people talking of leaving?
Not publicly, but it has to be. It's crossed my mind.
Before we even left Australia to come here, the mayor of Narvik, Karen Kuvas, told us not to contact her. She voted for the shonky Terra Securities deal, but told us she was fed up with the scandal and wanted to move on, if only. So we contacted her political opponent instead. Torgeir Treidal is the leader of the opposition in the Narvik Council.
Yes.
Will the town ever be the same again?
Yes. We have lost about at least 200 millions.
200 million?
Yes, I think.
Norwegian
crowns.
So 200 million Norwegian krone, that's about what, 35 million US?
Yes, we have a year budget about 900 millions. And we have lost 200 million, so we have lost a
quarter of your budget?
Yes.
Quarter of your budget. Surprisingly, yes. Torgeir Treidal himself also voted to invest a huge chunk of the town's budget with the big money boys in Oslo with their Wall Street connections. Councillor, as I understand it, you're a fireman as well as a councillor. Well, you've certainly got a big fire on your hands here at the moment.
Yes, the fire is out of the control.
Out of control?
Yes.
How did it get out of control, Councillor? I mean, you were on the committee that voted for this deal.
To us was to be going into the Norwegian federal companies.
So you thought that all this investment money that we're talking about here was going to be just in Norway?
In Norway.
Not New York?
No, because...
Or other parts of the world, or with a group as large as Citibank, anywhere in the world? Who do you blame for this, Councillor?
I'm blaming the mayor, because the mayor have signed documents who take us out cross-border. And we didn't say that. We say that we should go in Norwegian federal companies with 100% security.
Right. So you weren't given the full facts?
No, we got to hold back the facts.
Hold back the facts?
Yes.
What we wanted to ask the Mayor was why the council thought they could risk the town's welfare and budget on a crazy money deal. Well, as close as we can get to an explanation for that is what you can see and hear right now. Melting snow and running water. They were making heaps out of hydropower, which apparently they used as collateral for large speculative loans. Maybe they thought that getting involved in the dicey money market, raising money that way, was politically much safer than raising taxes. Boom, boom. But the prospectus in Norwegian sold to the Narvik Council contained a hidden bomb. The brokers from Terra Securities somehow forgot to translate the all-important paragraphs that told just how risky their leap into the murky world of subprime investments actually was.
The administration say there's no risk, we have everything on control. Terra has can't miss money because they have the bank guarantee from the Norwegian state. And we had also lying a document from the department, the communal department in Norway, also the government, that this was also legal.
Right.
But afterwards, that document is not correct.
So you thought, though, that you could cover any risk?
Yes.
Yep. And you were wrong.
We was really, really wrong.
Narvik is a strategic location with a proud but unfortunately bloody history. Ulf Torgensen, the director of Narvik's War Museum, told us how Hitler himself had fancied Narvik's ice-free harbour as the spot to build his naval machine. During the war, there was a real stoush here. In fact, one of the great naval battles. It left hundreds of Navy men dead, and even today its fjords are still strewn with destroyer wrecks.
Hitler himself made the decision.
So, Wolf, this is exactly the area we were just looking at in that famous battle.
Yes.
This is the fjord here.
This is the surrounding around Narvik.
Yeah, this is Narvik over here.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because somebody said recently that Narvik has always been a target for the target of opportunity, if you like, for foreigners. And in the Second World War, it was the Germans.
Yes.
And now it's the money men in Wall Street.
Yes.
I mean, how ironic is that? I mean, you find yourself at battle again.
It's a new battle to survive.
It's something you would never have dreamed happening into a place.
No, I couldn't dream about it. Yeah. You know that the stock market could go up and down, but you are spending the money you have, not the money you don't have.
I'm married. Yeah. You're Australians.
Don't be shocked. We were, after all, in Norway. Up here, blokes talk politics in the sauna rather than the pub. You're actually lucky our camera wouldn't work in sauna temperatures. But afterwards, we did catch up with Gary Malloy and a couple of distraught locals.
The schools, which need rehabilitation, renovation.
Retiree Tore Niklaisen and local ambulance worker Jarle Ridnigan.
I våres kanskje 10-20 år, men altså etterkommerne våre igjen vil jo også bli belastet av samme situasjon. Ja, la oss nå si, det blir det samme, de blir jo få et dårligere tilbud med skoler til sine etterkommere. Det vil jo liksom ha en ringvirkning på det også. Gamlehjem, bøker på skole, svømming, gymnastikk.
Så når du sier de som kommer etter oss, du tenker den yngre garden som her i dag?
Som her i dag. Altså, som, la oss si min datter, unger, hans unger, våres, altså, barnebarna på nytt, altså, ikke sant, du skjønner? Ja.
Altså kraftverkene, det er jo arvesølvet til folket, som er bygd opp for folket i kommunene. Det er jo som oftest kommunene som eier det. Nå har de begynt å slå de sammen, sånn at, og det er jo det som gjør det her så tragisk, at det er jo de pengene de har gått og handlet med, og egentlig spilt bort, som er borte for lang tid. Og inntektene er borte for lang tid fremover.
Penger som du kan tape.
Next morning, sauna refreshed, over breakfast and before leaving, we read that Narvik was not the only Norwegian town belted by the creeping credit scandal, in particular by dodgy deals with Terra Securities. This says they're going to somehow have to recover the millions that have been lost by the Terra scandal. In this neck of the Norwegian woods, they're known as the Terra Towns, Between them, they've lost the equivalent of 100 million US dollars. But any hope they might have had of recouping their cheated investments disappeared when late last year, Terra Securities went bust. But the ongoing legal wrangle could drag on for years.
As we were walking...
In Oslo, we met with Øystein Kleven, the chief investigator for Norway's financial regulator.
So you've done what you could where the brokers are concerned, but the problem still remains of about, what, 8 different municipalities in Norway now who are affected this way, like Narvik. What advice can you or anybody else give them to recover from this predicament they're in?
Well, in the future, they should not go into products like this, not buy products they don't understand. That's the main experience from this case. And I think this case is so big, so well known, that the municipalities and other public institutions, they have learned this from this case. But the investment firm, they violated the law, and their license was revoked. So it's nothing.
That doesn't help the people of Narvik.
No, of course not. But it's nothing wrong with the law. For instance, theft is forbidden as long as theft is being punished. The law is functioning.
Is that what you see it as? Theft? That these brokers have in fact stolen from the people of Narvik? Is it that brutal?
No, they misled. No, it's not a theft. They misled the...
Consciously?
We don't know how much the broker themselves really understood these products. That's also a problem. We are not sure.
I know the brokers don't like being called financial cowboys, but are they?
Well, some of them are, yes. Some of them.
So, having come all this way, what have we proved? Well, as we've heard, the subprime loan crisis might have had its roots in US suburbia, but somehow it had worked its insidious way to this remote, unsuspecting community. Narvik, if you like, was the tip of the international subprime iceberg. Meanwhile, for the shell-shocked folk here, those long, bright Arctic summer days are still a heck of a long way off.
Det normale jo at du spiller med penger som du kan tape. Men her jo penger som det blir spilt med som du ikke kan tape. Du har ikke råd å tape det.
Kunne tillate seg å spille så høyt med folket sine penger, og det lånte penger. Det jo det som gjør det her helt tragisk.